Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Jesse and this is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself, and today is a bit of a special video. It's a video that I want to do. I've been trying to get better at just choosing songs that I want to do myself. And in this one, it's a little special because it's 3 videos. I wanted to kind of be on brand with the 33, so I'm doing 3 videos in one. This is Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. We have Flying Waters, Goblu, Ancient Sanctuary, Gestral Summer Party, and Gastro Village, Golgra. Also, just as a side note, there's going to be more of this game later this month. So yeah, if a song's missing here, I might do it that day. These are requested by Antonio the First and Biosleeve. And one thing I wanted to get out of the way really quick is I checked out this game about a month ago, something like that, before it released. And I remember then I said something very, very bold, that this has potential to be like one of the best soundtracks of the year type of thing. And since it's released, this game has been all over my feed. All my friends are playing it. I watch a lot of Twitch. Like everyone I know is playing it. Everyone is like praising the soundtrack. So it's like, I guess I wasn't alone in thinking that. So yeah, I want to hear more of it. Finally, these are all by Lorien Testard, and the only thing I know about these 3 is that these all play in battle. I don't know if they're in the same battle, but they just play in battle. That's enough talking, but in case you haven't seen the first video, I would probably put it up here. So anyways, I hear a lot of praise about this game. This is Flying Waters, Goblu. I do recall the sound quality being kind of iffy in those videos that I heard before, but the music was still like really good. Anyways, let me listen. I want to see if how I feel a month later. I do recall a lot of like operatic vocals in the things I heard before. Okay, it's way different already. I love this art style too, like what's going on? Hand percussion. Oh, I also heard a story about the composer. I'll share later. This plays during a battle? Oh right, it's in French, right? I forgot about that. That was like a big thing. Melody. Vocal harmony. Looks like a broken mask in half. There's just like such crazy art direction from what I've seen. I've seen a little bit of the gameplay too. It looks like half turn-based too, which looks pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of like the Shin Megami Tensei battle screen a little bit. But I've also heard it's compared to Persona, which I guess is the same thing basically. But yeah, I haven't seen much because I kind of want to, who knows, you know, maybe I'll play it someday. There's so much hype surrounding it right now, it's like everyone's talking about, oh, it's over. Okay, I'm gonna not talk too much because I'm gonna assume maybe these are connected and they kind of like are phase 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure yet. I'll know later. But I just want to bring up something. It's been a while since I felt this kind of like thing in the air, whatever that is. Like, I'm pretty sure if you're on social media whatsoever, you've probably heard of this game, because like as soon as it came out, it's just been like praise, praise, praise. It's everywhere, and again, all my mutual friends are playing it. It also came out during the time where I was moving, so I had a lot of time to just like watch streams and not record and not, I was just kind of relaxing for a bit. Every day someone was streaming this thing, and it's just like people were saying game of the year, da da da. I'm like, okay, so it's definitely creating a buzz, and it's still in its early stages. I think it hasn't even been a month yet. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. And I do remember saying, I do recall saying that when I heard those first two songs, one of them had Victor Borba in it, which is crazy, Devil May Cry. I did say, I was like, this is really bold, but this sounds like it could be like soundtrack of the year type stuff. And now I feel a little bit justified saying it. So let's continue. And I will share the story that I saw about the composer. Okay, well, really quick. Cool. I mean, very atmospheric. It kind of felt like a build-up. But Flying Waters, Goblu. I have no idea what that means. Yeah, I'm sure you're all going to gush about it, and that's why I didn't want to know any information. I know everyone's just going to go crazy. Oh, do me a favor, please, if you're watching this. Try not to spoil for other people, or at least give like a spoiler warning at the top. Just be courteous to others, including myself. It sounds like a very special journey, and I don't want, have it ruined for anyone. So, anyways, the next song in line, Ancient Sanctuary, Gestral, or Gestral? I'm guessing Gestral. Summer Party. That is an interesting title. Okay, let's go. It's a very diverse soundtrack, just from what I've heard. I've heard 4 songs now, and they've all been spread out. Are those backward vocals? Oh, dude, look at this can. Sorry, I'm not sponsored or anything, but I bought this can because it looks so beautiful. It's like 80s Vice inspired. It's beautiful. I feel like this composer is going to get a lot of work now after this. Whoa. It sounds like stock commercial music. It's not a bad thing. It just feels like I'm being sold like a, I don't know, cell phone or something. The new iPhone can do... Hey man, I'm a musician, so like, there's artisan touch here, like, there's attention to detail to the soundtrack for sure. Sound effects, atmosphere. Also, it's the first time I've ever said that in the last video. I've never said that something can sound like a Game of the Year soundtrack on the first listen. So, I don't know. Just saying. And there's a reason why, too. It doesn't sound like anything. That's a big thing for me. I listen to hundreds, if not thousands of songs now. For something to stand out. Oh, those are not claps. Oh, right. I also heard that this soundtrack is like 8 hours long. What? I have so many questions regarding the studio of this game. Oh, this sounds kind of like a... Just that little part right there sounded like some of the infected mushroom stuff I used to hear back in the day. There's a name I haven't said in a while. think the part that's really grabbing my attention a lot is that the only context I have for these is that these all play in battle. Very vague, but that's okay. But in battle, like these are battle themes, so it's like one thing I'm noticing is again, this kind of like craftsmanship thing. Let me tell you the like little story. I don't know if it's confirmed, but I want to spread misinformation. This is just what I saw on a post on Blue Sky, and I'll read exactly what it says here. I think this is a composer saying this. For a long time, I composed video game music in my free time, writing a new track each week in different styles to refine my skills. At the time, I was a guitar teacher, but once a week I would compose and upload my work to SoundCloud. After a year, I had about 50 tracks online. One day, I shared one of my compositions on an indie video game forum. That's when, I'm going to butcher this name, sorry, Guillaume Broche, game director at Soundfall Interactive, discovered my work. He reached out and asked if I would compose a soundtrack for his game. That moment marked the beginning of a beautiful collaboration, one that changed my life. So if that's true, which probably is, that basically says that this composer was completely unknown and was just found on a forum. So if someone can like look into that and kind of clarify, that's amazing. Because not only is that very relevant with Victor Borba, right? When I interviewed Casey Edwards, the composer of Devil May Cry 5, he mentioned that Victor Borba, who is like arguably one of the biggest video game songs of all time with Bury the Light, was discovered just by uploading videos on YouTube and was just some guy. And Casey found him and was like, you're going to be the singer. So the fact that, if I'm hearing correctly, this composer, Laurien Testard, just uploaded stuff to SoundCloud and then a forum, and then that forum was randomly seen by one of the developers. That's insane. Like, that's amazing, actually, because I'm kind of a big advocate for, like the lesser knowns, the smaller fish in the pond, not just give all the work to the greats already established. Like, yeah, they're there for a reason. But if we didn't take those chances and, give a light and a signal boost to just these artists that are everywhere undiscovered, we wouldn't have what is considered by many right now one of the best soundtracks in gaming, and 8 hours of it. So again, I can't confirm that's true. Maybe one day we'll see like an interview with them, but I think that's fascinating. And just to go off of what I was gonna say earlier about this song, the reason why I think it's so unique, and again, this is before I saw all the hype for it and everything. When I released the video, there wasn't that much hype for it. Like, yeah, people talked about it, but since released, obviously it's like blown up. But the reason I felt that it was different was because it really is different. I hear video game music all the time from all around the world, every year, every console. And, I'm not trying to sound like a professional or anything, because I think as soon as you call yourself a professional or anything like that, like, people will challenge you, get called out, and you're like this know-it-all. I am not a know-it-all. I am very much on the team of like, I'm exploring and learning on this journey all the time. I'm learning new stuff all the time, so think less of me as like a teacher / expert or anything, and more like I'm kind of like on this journey along with you guys, discovering this stuff. I just have a little bit more experience than like your average Joe. So for me, when I hear this stuff, it's different. It's totally unique. It's the kind of stuff that gets noticed because it's not cookie cutter. And it's the kind of stuff to me that'll get praised for years and years and go into like the legendary soundtrack type stuff. That's a big thing to say, you know what I mean? And in the world of YouTube, where everything is so like sponsored or given to like creators, influencers, all that, I have none of that. I'm completely unbiased. This is just really cool stuff. And I think that people are going to open their eyes up more and ears to the smaller creators. Anyways, that was a cool song. Don't know how it's in the battle theme, but we continue. There's another one. So you see, there's like it's giving me different emotions too. Like I don't normally say these kind of things. So this is Gestral Village Golgra. I don't know if these are names of bosses or towns. I have no clue. I'm just excited to hear this game again later on this month. Anyways, the last song, Gastro Village Golgra. This is special, man. This is like, I feel like we're a part of history right now. That's exciting. You don't say that every day, you know? Oh, that riff is sick. Kind of reminds me of something like Coheed and Cambria would make. I love how the soundtrack can sound raw too. It sounds really like aggressive now. We got saxophone, we got metal, we got opera, we got jazz. And there's still 7 hours to go. Actually, this is a very jazzy melody. Cheers. We need more of this, dude. We need more of this. I'm glad soundtracks nowadays are taking more chances. I think we've had nothing against orchestral stuff, but I feel like we've had like years and years of orchestral now. It's like, all right, let's bring back like melodies. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, man. And I really want to reiterate that I'm not throwing shade at, any of that stuff. We all know that's really good music too. But there is a massive difference between an orchestral score that is meant to drive the story. And trust me, it works, right? It pushes those tears out. But I get, it depends, obviously. I'm not saying it's all bad. It's such a black and white thing. It depends on the game. It depends on like where. But I feel like in the past, I don't know. It just feels like for the longest time, like most soundtracks have just gone for this big, like cinematic, almost movie, like soundtrack. And yeah, that's cool. But this I'll remember. There's games that... And I said this before, but I'm saying this because I'm going to have potential new viewers with this one. So for the new viewers that are watching me, I've said this before, and I'm just going to kind of elaborate. One of my favorite games ever is, well, not ever, but, recently is the God of War series. I've played all of them, but I'm talking like the two new ones, 2018 and Ragnarok. Amazing soundtracks, amazing composer, great stuff. I've even featured some of the music on VGM Vibes, and they do great things there and then. In fact, I can't even imagine any other music besides what's in there in those games. You know what I mean? But I can't tell you outside of like one song what the rest of the soundtrack sounds like. And that's kind of the catch-22 with the orchestral stuff. It's really good there and then, but I myself am not going to like go out of my way to hear on Spotify or something like that. This stuff, this is the kind of stuff where this latches onto people for years. For example, like the songs we hear now for like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, like the 90s stuff, late 80s. The people that were kids during those, you know, they're now in their 40s and 50s. And they're like, oh, music was, you know, like this back then, and it was so cool and catchy. The next generation is going to be hearing this stuff 20, 30, 40 years later, too. Because of its, you know, its swing, it's different. You know what I mean? I think you guys know what I'm saying. Without, you know, throwing anything else under the bus. It's just, this music, I feel, is needed right now. And hopefully we've just come to another cycle in culture where this starts becoming normal again, or it doesn't, and this just stands out amongst everything that keeps coming out after this. But my guess is we know how trends work, so things copy others, companies see what works. Let's say, for example, this game, let's just say it gets Game of the Year or Soundtrack of the Year. Well, developers across the world for the next X amount of years will start emulating that. They're like, oh, that worked, so let's start doing it. You know, that can go kind of both ways. Like, oh, well, maybe it's, you know, it's not as genuine because it was like, you had to be reminded that people like melodies. But at the same time, you know, it'll inspire a new generation to return to these kind of things. So I don't know. It's like this interesting topic of debate. But for me, as someone who's really always gravitated towards melodies and stuff like that, this is really exciting to me. And in the 3 years of doing this, I've never said like, this sounds like it could be something really big. So hearing that everyone else is on the same train with it, I haven't even played the game. That's really exciting to me, and it kind of validates what I was saying, you know. So pat myself on the shoulder. But this is really cool. You know, everyone who's worked on it, it sounds like it's such a huge passion project. Also, I don't know what's going on in France, but dude, like they're killing it right now, right? South of Midnight had a release. The composer Olivier Derivière, French, amazing stuff. Like, I don't know what's going on over there. There was another French. Oh, there's Jose Pavli too from Project Wingman. France is killing it. Anyways, again, more Expedition 33. Or what are we calling it? Is it just? I've seen people see E33, Clair Obscur. I don't know, but more later on in the month. So cool. Thank you to the requesters, and I can't wait to hear more because I feel like every song is going to be like exciting and different, and I love that kind of stuff. So, okay. Again, if you made it this far, please spoiler tag or comment and let me know what you think of the game in a very broad sense. Thanks to everyone you see on screen. I couldn't be here without them. They are my Patreon supporters. They keep the lights on. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse. Peace.